So here we are, man. It's winter, and you want to know, man, what are some best practices, best ways to manage your beard? What are some great beard care tips that you can use for your beard? Now, I'm going to just throw a quick disclaimer out here. For these 5 tips I'm going to give y'all, man, these work for my beard. I can't guarantee that these 5 tips, if any, are going to work for your beard, depending on your lifestyle, your climate, your location. There's plenty of factors that could vary in terms of if these tips are going to work for you or not. But I guarantee, man, if you use at least one of these tips, man, these tips are going to help you and your beard for these winter months, man. So if you want to know these 5 tips, make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the video. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, JMO704, man. Let's jump into these 5 tips in order to help your beard for these winter months, man. So as y'all already know, for the winter, man, this is when the air outside is typically dry. As soon as you walk outside, man, your beard can be at risk for being more dry, more brittle. When you're in the house, you're running the heat. And so, all of those different elements can play a factor upon your beard in terms of, if your beard is going to be nice and moisturized or if it's going to be ashy and assy and just not classy. All right. So let's jump into these 5 tips, man. All right. So the first tip that I got for y'all is washing less, but conditioning more. During those cold winter months, man, I have found that it is more important for me to condition my beard rather than to wash it. Now, for me, typically I usually wash my beard 2, maybe 3 times a week during those summer months. But in the wintertime, man, I drastically cut down my washing days to maybe once or twice during the week, man, just depending on how my beard is feeling. And for my conditioning, I condition my beard at least 3 to 4 times a week. And then on a daily, I am using a leave-in beard conditioner. And I usually notice that whenever I use a combination of conditioning my beard 3 to 4 times a week and a daily leave-in conditioner, that really helps with keeping my beard more manageable. And I'm noticing that, I'm getting the amount of moisture that my beard needs whenever I do condition it. Also, I don't wash my beard as much during those winter months because depending on the beard wash that I'm using, it could be more of a stripping beard wash rather than something that is more gentle. So I don't know what you guys use for your beard wash, so that's something that you do want to be aware of. So, again, I focus less on washing and more on conditioning. Jumping into tip number 2. So after, you get that nice moisture to your beard, it's super important that you are going to seal in, lock in that moisture. And the best way that you're going to do that is by using beard oil. Now, if you are not using beard oil in your beard grooming routine, I highly suggest that you do so. Think about it like this, man. In the winter months, whenever you take a shower, you use your body wash, your soap, what have you. You get out the shower, and then after you dry off, your skin is typically what? Is ashy. It's ashy as a mug. All right. Trying not to cuss, all right? Trying to keep it PG here on YouTube, okay? So, but answer me this, man. How is the condition of your skin? Is it more moisturized after you use soap, after you use body wash, or is your skin typically more dry, especially in the winter months? I say, at least for myself, my skin is typically drier. That's why we use lotion. That's why we use body butter. That's why we use baby oil. And so why would you think that your beard is not the same way? All right. So especially in the winter months, you want to make sure that you are using a high quality beard oil. Sometimes I like to mix and match back and forth between using a thicker beard oil like Jamaican black castor oil to, using some of my other regular oils in combination together. You want to make sure that whenever you do apply your beard oil, that beard oil is making contact with the skin. You want to make sure that you are locking in and sealing in that moisture. You want to make sure that whether you're inside, going outside, going back and forth among the elements, man, that your beard is protected by sealing in and locking in that moisture from your beard oil. So if you are not using a beard oil, you already messing up, man. So make sure you go ahead, get you some high quality beard oil. For me, I like classic Grooming. I like Badass Beard Care. I like Johnnie Ray. I like Alley Cat. All right, so I like Evan Alexander. And for the leave-ins, I gotta roll with the classic Grooming. And I also like Evan Alexander's leave-in conditioner, man. So just some recommendations for you to start off with. I've done reviews on all of those, man. So if you want to check those out, make sure you check that playlist down in the description, man. So, all right. So jumping into tip number 3. Now, for me, I feel like whenever I use a combination of beard butter and beard balm, man, I'm just adding an extra layer of protection. So we already done locked in the moisture. We already done got our beard nice and moisturized from conditioning our beard. We got it locked in with the leave-in. Then we're gonna come through and we're gonna seal that moisture with our beard oil. And then just to add some extra protection, make sure our beard is nice and soft, is using a beard butter. And for me, I like to use a combination of a beard butter and a beard balm. Now, typically, I will use a beard butter for my nighttime grooming routine, but then whenever I wake up in the morning, I may apply a little bit more, and then I'll come through with the beard balm. And just for me personally, I think that whenever I use both of them in combination with each other, it just gives my beard an extra layer of protection. And then not only that, man, it really helps with styling my beard, taming those flyaways, and all that good stuff, man. So that is tip number 3. Jumping into tip number 4, man. Now, this tip right here, you should be doing this anyway. And that is increasing your water intake. If you are not getting adequate water in your body, then how can you expect for your beard to flourish and be the best beard that it could possibly be, man? You out here dehydrated, and it's already bad enough that the air outside, the conditions outside are already gonna be hella dry, but then you mean to tell me that you're not getting your water intake in, bruh? Is that what we doing in 2023? You need to go ahead and make sure you're getting your water intake. So best practice is, take your body weight, divide it in half, and make sure that you drink that amount of water in ounces. Make sure you spread it out throughout the day. Don't try to drink it all at the beginning, and don't try to drink it all at the end of the day. Make sure you spread that thing out. And if you need to, man, get you one of them water bottles off Amazon that have the ounces marked off and with the time, so that you can keep track of that. All right. Again, man, whenever it comes to proper beard care, you want to start from what we can do on the inside, and inevitably that's going to affect how our beard looks on the outside. All right. So we want to make sure that we're getting that water in, man, so we're getting that moisture to the skin. So the last tip that I got for y'all that's really been working out for me, kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying with tip number 1, is cold rinses and avoiding hot water. Now, this kind of applies to me year round. So, I don't use hot water on my beard. It's never been conducive for my beard. Anytime that I've used hot water, especially in the beginning of my beard journey, I noticed that it just dries out my beard. I stick with lukewarm or a straight up cold rinse to my beard, because again, the last thing that you want is for your beard hair, the skin up underneath your beard, to be super dry. And I noticed that whenever I do a cold rinse, I don't get that dryness, all right? So I typically cold rinse my beard, usually every day. If it's not going to be a straight up wash day, in which I do wash my beard, or a condition day, I am going to make sure that I'm rinsing my beard out, getting out those old products and putting in those new products. And so that's really been helpful and beneficial to me. So those are my 5 tips that have helped me throughout these winter months, man, to make sure that my beard, golly, but don't hate on it, boy. Don't hate on your boy's beard, man. Don't hate on it. You know what I'm saying? Just congratulate it, man. And use some of these tips, and then maybe your beard, along with some good genetics and all of that, you might be able to get your beard like mine. But anyways, man, if you found those tips helpful, valuable, make sure you like the video. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Man, I got some exciting ideas that I want to bring forward here on the channel. Just to let y'all know, one of them, man, I'm really thinking about, doing like a little podcast and interviewing other beard influencers, beard companies here within this space, man. So if there's anybody in particular that you guys want me to interview, have on the podcast, possibly, make sure you drop those names down below and I'll see if I can hook it up. But with that being said, man, if there's anything that you ever want to do in life, remember that it requires patience, consistency, and more importantly, it don't happen overnight. And if y'all see this Banks Journal hoodie that I got on, I recently just did an unboxing for Thread Beast. So I'm gonna put that video up here. Make sure you go check that out and check out some of my other playlists down there, man, so you can get your beard game right. And with that being said, man, we are out of here. Peace.